Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I am going to continue with the same module, that is a website design, and the same chapter we can say the chapter number 5, that is what are the various HTML compound statement, what are the various HTML statement that is available within the website designing or that is used for designing the web page. So let's start with the previous class session, that is what we have covered in the last class, then move to the today's topic, that is chapter number 5. So let's begin with the previous class session, that is the chapter number 3 and 4. So in the last class we have covered about the chapter number 3 and 4, that is the HTML element and the HTML attribute, that is what are the HTML element that is available for the website designing and what are the various HTML attribute that is used with the various elements of the HTML. For example, we use the tags P, that is the used for the paragraph. Now suppose I want to make the paragraph right align, that is done by the HTML attributes. So let's see how it works. So in the last class we have started with the chapter number 3, that is a HTML element, that is what is the HTML element that is used or that is defined by the starting tag, that is used within the starting tag, that is defined by the HTML element. If the element contains other content, it ends with a closing tag. So this is the example, this is the opening tag, that is a P, this is the closing tag, that is a end tag. So that is a one is a start tag, one is a end tag. But mind it that there is no mandation to write the end tag in some cases, not in every case, in some cases. So these tags are divided into two categories, one is the empty tag, one is the container tag, right? So this is the example of the P, and then there will be a content means whatever we want to store in the P tag, that is stored in the form of the paragraph, that is stored by the P tag. Then this is the paragraph content, then the P will be closed. Then next tag is the h1. As you all know that h1 is used for the heading level, that is for the describing the heading, that is the h1, and there are total 6 levels of heading that is available within the HTML. So this is h1, and there are 6 levels of heading that start with the h1, ends with the h6. So h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and the h6. So this is h1, this is the closing of the h1. So this is div, that is the next tag, that is a division, that makes the division of the page, that makes the division of the content, that is a div tag. Then the br tag, there is no mandation to close the br tag, it's an empty tag. So there are two types of tag, one is empty, one is a container. In the empty tag there is no need to we can say the closing to use the closing tag, there is no need to close the tags, and that are known as the empty tag. And the one is the container tag, that requires to it's mandatory to close the tag, otherwise the error will come, that is a container tag. So br is a empty tag because there is no requirement to close the tag. In the same way, p, h1, div, these are known as the container tag because this is a mandation, there is a mandation to close the tags. So here P and the closing of the P is an HTML elements, H1 closing of the H1 is another HTML element, and there are some other or there are some HTML element which do not need to be closed, that are these are the various example like HR, IMG, BR, that are known as the container tags or the container elements. And the HTML document consists of a tree of these elements that is used, and they specify how the HTML document should be built, that is how they built and what type of content should be placed in which part of the HTML document, that is how they works or how it works and how different content should be placed in which part of a HTML document. Then this is the difference between the HTML tag versus the element. So any tag that is a HTML element that is defined or that is designed by the starting tag, and the element contains other content that ends with the closing tag. There is a starting tag, there is a closing tag. So in the example that is given, that is P is the starting tag of the paragraph and the slash P is the closing tag of the same paragraph. Now then we talked about the nested HTML element, that is what are the various nested HTML element. Nested means one after the another or one in between the another, that is a nested HTML element. So this is the HTML, then head, then the title, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed. That means this is a basic tag that we are using, and this is the title that is given in this example. Now this is the body of the window that is done by the body tag. Now there will be a h1, that is the heading 1 will be used, that means the bold heading will be used, that is this is. Now In the H1 there should be one more tag that is used, that is the I, that is the italic tag. So that makes the content as italic. So only the word italic should be slant, should be italic. No other words should be slant. Then P tag, that is this is underline, then the paragraph, then the body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So this is the nested HTML element, that is one tag is used within the another tag. Now this is the example of this one. Then we also talked about the chapter number 4, that is what are the various HTML attribute that is used. So now within the tag, either that may be a P tag, either that may be a H1 tag, any tag that is used, in between we are using the HTML attributes. So we have seen few HTML tags and their usage, like heading tags, that is H1, H2, P tag or the other tags. Now we are using the attributes within these tags. So attributes is used to define the characteristics of an HTML element, that is used to define the features of an HTML element. That we can say that is used for defining the features, or we can say it is used for the good attractive look layout of the HTML. So we are using only the tags with the help of the HTML elements, but how to interpret them, how to represent them, to how to make the web page attractive, that is done by the HTML attributes. So it is used to define the characteristics of an HTML element and is placed inside the element opening tag. Remember, it is placed, that is the attribute is placed inside the opening, inside the HTML opening tag, not in the closing or not in anywhere. And all the attributes are made of the two parts, one is the name and the value. For example, if I'm giving as a color equals to red, that color is the name of the attribute and red is the value, that is of the color. So there are two parts of the attribute. We can say the attribute contain two parts, one is the name, one is the value. So this is the definition of the name and the value that I have explained you. So name is a property that you want to set, the value is what you want to set in the or on the web page, that is the what, and name is that the property that you want to set. So there are two parts, one is the color equals to red, color is the name of the attribute, and the red is the value that is given by the attribute that is given in the that is followed by the color. Now attribute names and the attribute values are the case insensitive, that means we can use either the uppercase letter or the lowercase letter for defining the attributes. That is, we can either give red in the caps lock or either give the red in the small letters. Now next is a W3C, that is a worldwide World Wide Web consortium that recommends the lowercase letters to use in the within the attributes. That only recommends, not mandatory to use the lowercase letter, not mandatory to use the uppercase letter. It's mandatory or it's an optional or recommended to be used the lowercase letters. Now this is the example, that is the doc type HTML, then there will be HTML, then there will be a head, then the title will be used, then the align attribute example, then the head will be closed and the body will be closed. This is one of the example. Now P align equals to left, that means the paragraph will be aligned equals to left. So in this there are three attributes that is used, one within the one paragraph, that is align equals to left, then align equals to center, then align equals to right. We have done this example. Let's see, align, like this one. Let's see the output again. No, this is the output. This is the title bar that is given align attribute example. This is left align, that is the paragraph is aligned to the left. This is the center align, that is the paragraph is aligned to the center. This is the right align, that is the paragraph is aligned to the right. So these three are available within this one. This is left align, this is right align, sorry, this is center align, this is right align. Left is done by the align equals to left, center is done by the line equals to center, right is done by the line equals to right. Then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. Now this is the output that is displayed using this one. Now Then you studied about the core attributes. So there are some core attributes, we can say the main attribute that is used within the HTML element. The first one is the ID. Suppose I want to uniquely identify any attribute, any value, any content that is identified by the ID. Then title, it is used for giving the title. Class, that is also used with the CSS, that is a cascading style sheet, and the stack, that is also used with the CSS. Then we have talked about the ID attribute, that is what is the ID attribute that can be used to uniquely identify any element within the HTML page. And there are two reasons why we are using the ID: to give the unique identifier, to identify the element and the content. And if you have two elements of the same name on the web page, so you can identify them easily by using the suitable ID. Even though the name is same, but with a unique ID we are giving, so there will be a difference in between the attributes. So that is done by the ID attribute, and this is the core attribute. Now this is the example, that is the PID equals to HTML. Now in this paragraph, that is the paragraph tag, the ID that is available with the first example or the first part, that is the HTML. Then PID equals to CSS. So that is the ID equals to HTML, ID equals to CSS. So this pair explain what is the HTML, this pair explain what is the CSS, that is a cascading style sheet. Now next is the title attribute that is given, that is used for the title. This is h3 title equals to hello HTML title heading tag example. Then next is the class attribute. That is used with the CSS, but right now we are studying about the HTML. So only concept is that it is used to design the web pages. It is used to give the attractive web page that is defined, that is done by the that is defined by the class attribute, that is a CS, or that is used in the CSS. And this is the syntax, that is how it is used, that the class equals to class name 1, class name 2, class name 3. So there are three classes that is used, 1, 2, 3. Then next is the style attribute, that allows you to specify the CSS rules within the element, that is specifying the rules of the CSS within the element, that is CSS. This is one of the example that is used for the CSS, that is how to use the style within the p tag, that is defined by the style tag. So this is one of the example, that is a P, style equals to font family Arial, color equals to this one, then some text that is available within the text that is available within the font, that is some text, that is style attribute that is available. So this is head, title, head will be closed and the body will be starting. So this is style equals to font family Arial, color equals to this one, and the some text. Then the body will be used, then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. So this will produce the output like this one, some text. Why? Because the color or the Arial is the font style, color equals to red, and this is the content that is written. And next is the internationalization attribute, that is what are the international attributes. One is a core attribute that contains the ID, that contains the style, that contains the style, and that contain the title. So these are the four core attributes that is used: ID, title, class, style. Now next is the international attribute that contains the dir, lang, that is the language, then xml language. So that is the first is the dir, that is used for the directory creations. One is the language, that is the lang, then xml language. So these are the three international attribute that is used within the HTML. So one is dir, that is used for the directory. One is the language, that is the lang. One is the xml language. So one is the dir attribute that allows you to indicate to the browser the direction in which the text should flow. That means what is the direction uh, in which the content will flow, the content will move, that is defined by the dir attribute. This says the dir attribute allows you to indicate to the browser the direction in which the text should flow. And the dir attribute can take one of the two values as you see in the table that follows. This is a value, this is a meaning, that is a LTR. that is the left to the right, then right to the left, that is RTL. So one is LTR, that is the left to the right, that is the default value. So if I am giving only the DIR, so it will move the content from the left to the right. And if I am specifying the DIR equals to RTL, that is from the right to the left. And this is one of the example. In this it is using the RTL, that is display the content from the right to the left. And when dir attribute is used within the HTML tag, it determines how the text will be presented in the current or entire document. That is how the text will be presented, how the text will be used within the entire document when the dir attribute is used. And when used within the another tag, it controls the text direction for just the content of that tag. That is how to use the tags, how to use similar words, how to use with the another tag that is used or that is defined with the dir tag. Now next is the language tag, that is which language is used in the making the web page designing or in designing the web page, that is defined by the lang attribute, that is a language attribute. This is the syntax that is used, that is the lang equals to what is the language that is used. Now this is the doc type HTML, this is HTML language equals to en, then the head, then the title, then head will be closed, body will be opened. This page is using the English language. So whatever the language that is using, so that is defined over here, that is language equals to en, English, HIN, that is used for the Hindi. Then the next attribute is the XML language. So if I want to specify the XML language, that should be written like this one, that is XML, then colon, then lang, that is the XML language. Now these are some generic attribute, that is a general attribute that is used in the day-to-day scenario for designing the web pages, for making the small project, for the small classes like 12th, 10th class, 6th class. So this is used, or this is the general attribute that is available. So first attribute is the align, and there are three values that is used with the align, that is used with the align attribute. One is the right, one is the left, one is the center. So there are three attributes, there are three values that is defined for an attribute. So this is the attribute name, that is the align, and these are the three values. One is the right, one is the left, one is the center. As I explain you, right moves the text to the right part according to the cursor, and left moves the content to the left part, and the center moves the content into the center, that is the center. Align equals to center. Now what is the functionality? It horizontally, that is it is used within the row wise, that is horizontally align the text. Then V align, that is a vertical align, that also contains three parts. One is the top, one is the middle, one is the bottom. That vertically right align or vertically align the text within the HTML element. So this is done with the horizontally, that is a row wise. This is done with the column wise, that is a vertically. Now next is a BG color, that is a background color. Suppose I want to give the background color of the web page. I want a red web page. So that is done by the, or that is defined by the attribute, that is a BG color. That also contains the functions options, that is a numeric, hexadecimal, RGB values that places the background color within or behind an element. Now next is the background, that is what you show on the background. That is shown by the URL, that is shown by the uniform resource locator. I have to only paste the or copy paste the URL, that is background equals to whatever the URL that is used, that is defined by the, or that is used within the URL, that is a uniform resource locator, that is starts with the HTTP. So we have to give the whole path, that is what is the background image that you want to say, that you want to display on the web page. Now suppose if you have an image, that is a flower image on the desktop, then simply right click on the flower image on the desktop, go to the properties, carry out the path, that is a carry out the URL, and then paste into the background equals to that is the path that is used. So it places the background image behind the element. Now next is the ID, that is a user defined, that is user defined ID. Then next is the class, that is also user defined, that classifies an element for use with the CSS. So it is used with the CSS, not with the HTML. Then the width, that is what is the width, that contains a numeric value. For example, if I am giving the width equals to 600, that takes the width in the pixel format, that is the width equals to 600. That is a numeric value that specifies the width of the tables, images of the table cells. Then the height, that also contains a numeric value that specifies the height of the tables, images or the table cells. Then the title, that is a user defined, that pop-up title of the element, that pop-up the title, that is what is the title that is defined, that is a user defined title. Now we will see related example as we proceed to the HTML elements. Now next is the today's topic, that is the HTML formatting, that is how to do the HTML formatting in the, or how to apply the formatting in the HTML, that is chapter number 5. So let's begin with this chapter. So if you are using a word processor, that is if you are using the MS Word, you must be familiar with the ability to make the text bold, italic on the underline. I think you know about the bold, italic or the underline in the MS Word. That is done by the control B, that is done by the control I, that is done by the control U. My question is to Joseph. Can you know, or can you tell me how to apply the bold, italic, underline in the word processor, that is MS Word? Yeah, Joseph, are you able to hear me? How to make the text or the paragraph bold, italic, or underline in the word processor? So in a word processor, the formatting is done using the bold, italic, underline is done by or also known as a font style. That is done by the go to the home tab, or either use the shortcut keys, that is the control B, control I, and the control U. Control B makes the word bold. Control now it's okay, Joseph. Hello, hello. No, this is fine, Joseph. Now, are you able to hear me? Okay, it's rainy there. All right. All right. So let's move to the chapter number 5, that is the HTML formatting. So in simple terms, whatever the scenario we are using in the word processor, like making the bold, italic, underline, that we can also apply to the HTML. Also apply with the use of the HTML to make the web page content bold, italic, or underline. That is the chapter number 5. That is the HTML formatting. So this says if you are using a word processor, you must be familiar with the ability to make the text bold, italic, or the underline. And these are the just 3 of the 10 options that is available to indicate the how the text can appear in the HTML or the XHTML. That is how the text will appear in the HTML or the XHTML. Now, first is the bold text. That is how to make the text bold. So anything that appears within the B and the closing of the B element, that is displayed in the bold as shown below. This is one of the example, that is how to make the content bold, how to make the content something we can say the thicker. So if I want to explain about the bold, that means a content should like the something thicker as compared to the normal text, something bigger, thicker as compared to the normal text. That is the width of the content will be, width of the text will be increased. So that is used like this one. There is a HTML, that is the HTML will be used, then the head, then the title. The title is bold text example. So anything or whatever the example we are doing, that is displayed with the title, so that you can identify about the different examples. So this is the bold text example, then the title will be closed, then the head will be closed, then the body will be starting, then the P, that is used for the paragraph, that is the following word uses a B, and the bold, then the B will be closed, then typeface, then the P will be closed. That means within the paragraph everything is same, every content is of same categories, or same content, same font, but the whatever the content that is given, that is a bold, bold, that is available within the bold, that is used as a bold. Then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. So now let's execute this program in the notepad with the use of notepad. First of all, we have to save the content, that is a bold.html. Put it on the desktop, save on the desktop. Now this is the, we can say this notepad file will be opened with the help of the Chrome. We can also open with any browser. Simply right click with it, and when we right click, a pop-up menu will appear. This is known as a pop-up menu. Go to the open with, either we can use with the open with the Firefox, either we can open with the Internet Explorer. So we can open with either any of the browser that is used. So now click on the bold, that is a double click, it will open. Now let's see the output. This is the example, this is the title that is given, that is a bold text example. Now the following word uses a bold. Now look the difference. The bold word is slightly thicker than the normal word that is available within the paragraph. That is the impact of the bold. Now suppose I want to make the changes within this. Again I am using the bold in one more content. Suppose right now I am giving as a bold in the Mercury Solutions. Now again I am pressing the Ctrl S to save the file. Go back to the browser window. Only use the refresh button, that is a F5 button, or we can refresh over here only. This is the normal text, this is the bold text, this is normal text, this is the bold text. Why? Because I am giving the B in front of the Mercury solution and the closing tag after the Mercury solutions, right? So whatever the window, whatever the content that will be used, so if I define the word as a B, or if I define that content as a B, so that will display the word something thicker than the normal text. So this is one of the example that is used with the bold. That is how to make the text bold. So when we apply the Mercury solution, or when we apply the bold on the Mercury solution, this give the content as a bold of the Mercury solution, right? This one. Now so this will produce the output like this one, what we have covered. Now next is to make the text italic. So if I want to make the text italic, that is make the some slant of the text, that is done by the I. That is done by the I keyword that is used, that is the italic. So anything that appears within the I element, that is displayed in the italic as shown below. So this is one of the example, that is how to make the content italic. So so this is italic, that is a doc type HTML, then the head will be used, and the HTML will be used, and the title tag is the, or the title is the italic text example, then the head will be closed, and the body will be opened, and the P tag, that is the following word uses the I, that is the starting of the I tag, then italic, then the I will be closed, typeface, then the P will be closed, then the head will be closed. This is one of the example of the italic text that is used within the I tag. This is the example, that is the following word uses the italic. So look the output, that is the following word is a normal text, and the I will be used within the italic, that is the italic typeface, right? Now let's execute this code. Now if I put over here, now if I click on the save, and if I save the file as a name italic.html, if I save on the desktop, click on the save, minimize the file, go to this one, that is italic.html. This is one of the example. The title is the italic text example, and the output is the paragraph or the following word uses the italicized typeface. That is the word that is given within the I tag that will be displayed in the italic form. That will be some slant. This is some slant form. This is one of the example. Now let's see what is the main difference. Now suppose if I want to remove this one, this will be removed. Now suppose I want to make the changes, that is a italic example, only italic example, right? Now suppose I want to give the not a paragraph, only the word will be used, that is this will not given, this will not given, this will not given, only uses the I. Control S, go to this one, only refresh the button. This is the italic example. The title will be changed and the only word will be available, that is in the italic form. So I remove the P tag, I only use the italic, that is I. Now suppose I want to make some content of the italic. Now suppose I was to make, or I want to make the three italics, simply press the Control S, go to this one, press the F5 key. These will available in the same line. Either we can give in the different lines, so it will be available in the same line, that is the italic, that is the computer, that is the PPT. Now if I want to display in the different line, that is displayed with the help of the BR. It is using the BR, it is using the BR, it is using the BR. So suppose it is available in the 3BR, that will be used, that will be available. So simply refresh the button, that will be available in the 3 line. One is the italic, one is the computer, one is the PPT. That will be used within the 3 lines, right? Now, uh, now let's take a break right now, then move to the next topic, that is how to make the underline. That is how to make the underline words, or we can either yes, how to make the underline we will see after the break. So let's take a break right now. Come back from the break. Now let's start the session again. The next session is that is for making the underline text. That is, we have covered with the bold, we have covered with the italic. Now the next part is the underline text. That is how to make the underline text. So anything that appears within the U tag, that is displayed with the underline as shown below. So whatever the element, whatever the content that will be displayed, that will be displayed within the U tag. So that will display the U tag that is used within the underline tags. So that is the doc type, then HTML head, then the underline text example, that is example of the underline, then the head will be closed, then the body will be opened, then the P will be used. Now within the P, the following word uses the underline. So instead of using the B or the I, we use the word, or we use the tag, that is the U. So this is underline interface, then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. So this is how to make the text bold, italic and underlined. This is the output that will produce the following result, that the following word uses the underline typeface. Now next is the strike. That means a strike through a word, that is put a line on the text, that is done by the strike tag. So anything that appears with the strike, that is displayed with the a strike through, which is the thin line that is through the text, that is displayed through the text, that is used within the HTML tags. So that is the doc type HTML, HTML head, title, then head, then the body, then the P tag, that the following word uses the strike, strike through strike, then the typeface. So this is using the word, that is the following type uses the strike through interface. This is one of the example of the strike through. Then the monospace font, that is the next part that we will discuss. But first of all, let's do one activity. Now let's do one activity of this, we can say the phone. Now you have to show me the output, you have to give me the output, or you tell me how this works. Suppose I want to write computer is an electronic device. I make this as a bold. I not use this one. We can use the word. That is, computer is an electronic I want to make electronic as a bold. I want to make italic as a I. I want to make B as a computer as a underline. I want this as a bold. I want this as a italic. I want this as a underline. This is your activity. Do this activity right now. Tell me how it works, how it follows. So just do one thing. Tell me, anyone, Joseph or the Larry, how this works or how it will execute the same result. That is, computer is an electronic device. I want to make the computer as a underline, electronic as a bold, and it device as a italic. So tell me, anyone, how it works or how it uses the HTML. My question is to Larry and Joseph, both of you. Hello. This is the output. You have to show this output. So what's the coding that is used within the HTML that we can write in the notepad? For the computer we use the word U. Alright. What about Joseph? What's your reply for this? Yeah, Joseph, are you able to hear me? Are you still there? Joseph? Okay. Larry, yes, Joseph, tell me how it works, or how to do the electronic word as a bold, how to do the device word as a italic. Larry told me that we use the syntax, we use the word U, then computer, then the U will be closed, that the U tag will be closed. Now tell me, what about the computer and electronic and the device? It's your turn, Joseph. The network is bad, I agree, so you're not able to write in this network. Okay, so this is a good example, good, we can say the answer that is given by the Larry. For computer we use the word as a U. For electronic we use the tag as a B, and for device it is used as a I. So let's see how it works. Let's move to the notepad again. The same example, the same, first of all we have to write the HTML, then the HTML, then we have to write the head, then title, that is BIU example, then the title will be closed. Now starting with the body part, first of all we want the word as a underline, so we use the U. Then what's the word? That is a computer. That is and is as it is, that we can write. Then for electronic, that is bold, so we use B, electronic. then the B will be closed, then I device, then the body will be closed. Now if I want to save it, click on the save, example.html, save on the desktop, click on the save. Now if I want to execute this example, this is example.html, double click on it. This is BIU example that is available in the title bar, that is BIU example, then computer that is underlined, then electronic that is bold, then the device that is italic. So this is how it works, how we can use the bold, italic and underline text. Now if I want to apply the all the three tags with the same word, that is on the computer we have to apply the bold, we have to apply the italic, we have to apply the underline also. Now let's see how it works. This is bold, then we have to use the underline, then italic. Now I have to close the bold, italic and underline. Now I have to save, then go to this one, press the F5. This word is bold also, this word is italic also, this word is underlined also. That is, we can apply the same, or we can apply the bold, italic and underline on the same content, on the same text. That is, on the computer we can apply for the bold, italic and underline, all of them. Now remember, now if suppose I change, I have to first of all close the B, then close the U, then close the I. If I go to this one, if I refresh this one, the same impact will be there. But try to recall that the last tag that is used, that will be closed first, that is I will be at the last. So the I will be closed first, then the U will be closed, then the B will be closed, right? So this is one of the example, that is how to use or how to make the bold, italic, underline on the same content. Now this example is clear to each and everyone, Larry and the Joseph? I want a quick reply from all of you. What about Joseph? It's clear to you? Hey Joseph, tell me the answer. It's clear to you or not? Alright, let's move to the next part. This is the strike example. Now let's do this example practically. Control C, go to the notepad, put it over here, save the file, put on the desktop. Yes Joseph. Yes Joseph, tell me, this program is clear to you? Hello? Okay. So now save the file with the strike.html. Go to the desktop, that is a strike.html, open it. Now this is the strike through, that means a line will be cut it out the word, that is a strike through word can be cut it out, that is a strike through interface. So that is a strike example or the strike test example. This is the title bar, this is the given content that will be available, that is a strike through example. This is one of the example of the strike through. Now if I want to make the changes in this one again, suppose in the strike we have to give one more word, and that is bold. If I press Ctrl S, go to this one, refresh, now the bold will also be closed. That means whatever the word, whatever the syntax, whatever the content, whatever the paragraph that we are giving in the strike, that will whole paragraph, whole text, whole word will be strike through, whole word will be cut it out, right? Now suppose I want to make the whole paragraph cut it out. Now if I go to this one, the whole paragraph will be cut it out till bold, because this is closed over here, the interface is available over there. That means whatever the content that we are giving in the strike, that will be strike out within the paragraph within the browser window, right? Now let's move to the next part. Then the monospaced words or the monospace font that is used, the content of the TT element is written in the monospace font, and most of the font are available are known as the variable width font, because different letters are of the different width, that is different letter have a different weights. So for example, the M is wider than the letter I. In a monospace font, however, each letter have a same width, that is a monospace font, that is whatever the value, whatever the content, whatever the size of the character, that will display the same width, or that will display in the same width, that is a variable, or that is a fixed width fonts. This is one of the example of the monospaced font example. So this is the P, that is the following word uses a TT, that is a, we can say the monospace font tag, that is a TT, and the word is a monospace, and the TT will be closed, then the typeface, and the P will be closed. So this is the TT that is given, that is a monospace font, and in the TT there should be a word, there is a word that is a monospaced. Then the body will be closed, HTML will be closed. So this is the output, that is that the following word uses the monospace, that is M also takes the same width, O also takes the same width, and also takes the same width, that is every content, or we can say the um, every character, every alphabet using the same space, that is a monospace example. Now let's do the practical of this one. I'm just coming within 2 minutes. So this is one of the example of the monospace. Now let's execute this program. And now put in the notepad. There is a notepad. This is available over here. Now this is one of the example of the monospace. In this example, if you look over here, this M will be slightly higher than the, or we can say bigger than the O, and will be slightly equal to the O. P will be slightly higher than the S, we can say the thicker than the S. Now let's see what is the impact of this one. Now I have to close about this file, that is a monospaced .htm, put on the desktop. Where's the desktop? This is the monospace example. Now look, M will be same, P O will be same, N will be same, O will be same, S P A C E D. That is every font, every character, every alphabet will be same in the monospaced tag. So that is used as a monospace tag. This says the following word uses a monospace tag, that is defined by the TT. That is the TT tag is used for defining the monospaced word. Right. Now let's move forward. Next is the superscript. That is, if I want to give the superscript, if I want to give in the superscript in the, suppose I want to give 2 part 2, I want to give available with the 2 part 2, or I want to submit as a superscript as a 2 part 2, that is done by the superscript tag. So this is one of the example of the superscript. This is the theory that is available. This is says it is written in the superscript, the font size used in the same size as the character surrounding it, but it displays or displayed half a character height above the other character. That means the height of the other character that is displayed in the form of, that is available in the superscript, tag that is slightly higher, that is slightly higher height above the other characters. Now this is the example, that is the HTML head title, then the head will be closed, then the body will be opened, then the P tag, that is the following word uses a SUP, that is a superscript, then the superscript word will be used, then the SUP closed, then the typeface and the P tag will be closed, then the body will be closed and the HTML will be closed. Now look, this is the main output of this one. The following word uses a superscript. Now superscript will be slightly higher in the height than the normal text. That is one of the example of the superscript. Now let's execute this example. I have to save this file, that is a superscript. Now this is a superscript example. Now see, this is slightly higher than the, or thicker than the, or we can say the height is more than the normal text, that is a superscript. So this is the doc type the same, the HTML is the same, head is the same, the title is the same. Now the title will be closed, head will be closed in the body part. Now this is the P that is used as a paragraph. The following word uses a SUP, that is available within the tag, then the superscript. So whatever the word, whatever the content that will be slightly higher, I want to make slightly higher, that will be available, that will be tagged in the SUP tag. Now let's see the next difference about the superscript, the main difference that is used. Suppose I want to delete this one, I have to write 2 part 2. In maths we have write 2 part 2. So first of all 2, then use the SUP, then again 2, then the SUP will be closed. Now if I want to execute this one, now this is 2 part 2, this is available as the output, 2 part 2. That means 2 will be slightly higher, that becomes a par in the mathematics, that is only the 2 will be used, so this is available within this syntax, that is SUP will be starting, then the numeric 2, then the SUP will be closed. Right, now I have to apply the same B also on this content. For example, the strike also on this content, on this 2, only 2. So I have to first of all apply the strike, bold, italic, and the bold, strike, and the super, that is SUP. So first of all I have to close this, then the B will be closed. Now let's execute this one again. This is only the 2 part that is available in the superscript, that is also bold, that is also strike through, that is also the upper part, that is the height is slightly higher with the use of the superscript. Right, so this is one of the example of the superscript, bold, italic, underline. So I think this is enough tags that is for the today's session. Other tags, that is a next available tag that is used, that is a subscript, that is related to the superscript also, that is available slightly at the bottom. So suppose I want to apply, or I want to give H2O, that is a water chemical reaction. So that is if I want to give the log E or anything that is in the base, so that is applied by the subscript. The super is used for the slightly high height, and the subscript is used for the slightly lower height or the down height. That is done by the subscript text, that we'll discuss in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class. So that's all for today's session. Now if there is any doubts, any confusion, anyone, so you can ask the doubts, any clarification that you want, you can ask the doubts from me. So thanks a lot, and bye bye. We will meet tomorrow with the same content, with the same HTML element, with the same tags. So start with the subscript text. So bye bye everyone. Yes Joseph, tell me. Yeah, hi Joseph, tell me. Hello. Hello. Yes Joseph. Yes, how are you? I'm also good. Yes, what's your query Joseph? Yes. What program, or what you are saying? Can you clarify your question? Not going well. Yes, going on well. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Next year July is the ending point, or July in the ending month for this program. Yes. Yeah, the main thing is that there will be assignment criteria. There are multiple parts. First of all, I have to write the assignment being a faculty, being a teacher. Then I have to pass the assignment to the internal verifier. That internal verifier check the assignment, pass to the external verifier. So that takes a long process. Don't worry, Joseph. It's your program. This program will come up, or we can say the end in the July month exactly. So don't take tension. Only concentrate on the modules, because this is the main content. Assignment is a part of the content, or assignment is a part of the module. I agree, but the main focus is on the module, on the knowledge part. Your concern. I'm not saying your concern is not valid. Your concern is valid. You are paying for this course. Your concern is valid. All right. And which one is better version for HTML? HTML5. You can simply use the notepad. You can simply type the code in the notepad, simply execute in the web browser. That may be either you can use the Internet Explorer, either you can use the Google Chrome, either you can use the Mozilla Firefox. There is no issue. All right. And are you able to catch up the syntax, the rules, the tags that is available in the HTML? Okay. So, all right. Any other query, Joseph? Okay. So bye bye.